Hello, everyone. Wildly of Wild Fempire here. And I am going to make this short and quick. It's a holiday here in the United States. But today I am curious about the power of commitment. I'm curious about what happens in our lives when we do that really uncomfortable thing and commit to being present in our lives, even through the hard parts. I'm thinking about this because my partner and I just celebrated our 5-year anniversary yesterday. Of It was our first date, but prior to that, we had had about 6 weeks of some challenging times. Things were a little chaotic, and I noticed in myself that I had a habit of beginning to escape mentally when things get really challenging in my relationship. My protective mechanism is to consider how I might rearrange my life, where I need to move forward in my life, what I need to do. And something shifted for both of us in these recent weeks where we really leaned into this idea of commitment. And it changed everything, right? Like mentally, instead of using my energy to plan an escape route or to dream about or fantasize about what my life might look like without this person in my life. Instead, I've made this internal commitment and this internal shift in my body to say, I've chosen. I've already chosen. I don't need to waste any of my brain energy on the what ifs, on if the grass is greener on the other side, all of those possibilities. I've decided to commit until it is no longer an appropriate commitment. I don't believe in forever, right? Like everything changes. This relationship will end at some point, whether it's because one of us passes away or we evolve out of it. Like, I get that. I've been divorced. There is no such thing as forever. It's not a problem, right? Like, nature is all about change and so forth. But what I am curious about is this new feeling inside of me of true commitment. And hello, lovely to see you. And how powerful that is when we do internally make that shift and decide, okay, I'm fucking committing to this thing. Even if it gets hard, even if it gets messy, even if it doesn't pay me as much as I want, even if whatever the thing is, there is such a richness and a power that is available when we step into that choice, when we step into that choice point. And instead of feeling like my life is living me or I am moving through a set of obligations, instead, I am actively choosing and in the driver's seat. And so from this point, I'm in charge. I'm in charge of my ride. I'm in charge of my experience. In the case of my intimate relationship, this also affects the way I choose to respond, right? Like, if I am committed and I want this thing to last as long as possible, then it's up to me to look at how am I reacting versus responding? Where are my patterns that are preventing me from actually being in right relationship? What pieces of me are behaving from a place of immaturity rather than showing up in this more mature way of commitment? And commitment can look different for every person, right? I'm not necessarily talking about monogamy or the cultural lens of marriage. I'm talking about like true, honest, I'm choosing, I'm committing myself to this. I'm doing this in my personal life now as well, reinvigorating my five rhythms dance facilitation. I'm committing to this process of showing up. You never know how many people are going to show up to dance, but I'm showing up anyway. Like, how many ways can we choose to commit to our lives and continue to show up to them, even if we don't receive the results we prefer in that moment? Knowing that it is that rhythm of showing up day after day and believing and trusting that will eventually get us the results we desire. It's kind of like overriding the system of instant gratification that capitalism has gifted all of us, right? Like, I know in myself, I definitely have this thread of instant gratification, and I have been systematically taught that I should be entitled to getting my preferences pretty quickly. And so it is an unraveling and an owning of the nature of life that that's not necessarily true, but we can commit to life anyway. We can commit to the process. Yeah. Commitment really is just saying, I'm willing to be here for the process, not just for the outcome of the experience. And that's powerful. It's really fucking powerful to just live our lives from this space of experience rather than this grasping or trying to claim or own or hoard, but simply to be in the experience of. That's definitely how great mystery operates. I know I have been in relationship to great mystery, honoring great mystery as the main spirituality that I practice for a number of years now. And the more I let go of my expectations and lean into trust of the process of great mystery, the more joyful and surprising and delightful my life has become. Truly stepping into that flow state with structure rather than trying to totally structure and control my whole life and then wish for little pockets of flow time, if that makes sense. Hmm. Yeah, that really feels like what I have for today, this transmission. An invitation this week. Where do your commitments live? What does the word commitment mean to you? Is commitment coupled with this idea of obligation? And so it's something that you avoid or you do without zest and joy in your life. Like, how can we all begin to reorganize our brains and reclaim the power of commitment? So it is where the juice lives. It is where long-term sustainable growth and expansion shows up. It shows up in the commitment to the day to day. It shows up in our commitment to our choices and our habits and our rhythms and our rituals. It doesn't happen in these one off explosive expansions, which are beautiful. Like, everybody loves a good blissful moment or a good psychedelic experience, but true, sustainable, long term expansiveness and soul evolution really comes from commitment. So I invite you this week to explore that word in your life and send me a message, shoot me an email, let me know what shows up for you. I'm so curious as we're all diving into this work together, what that brings up. I hope that you have a beautiful, restful day and that you have all of your needs met. And I'll be sending out the Moonday message in just a few minutes. Have a good Monday. Bye for now.